Hey, Chelsea fans, Liverpool fans, Manchester United, Manchester City, Tottenham, Liverpool, it doesn't matter. Anyway, once you support soccer or football, enough respect to you. Now, I'm back because if you follow football in England and in Europe to the extent, football is close to return, right? A new season is very close to start. Probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks, we'll see games from the English Premier League again. But currently, teams are on pre-seasons tour, and most of them, a couple of teams are in the US, a couple of teams are in Asia. Specifically, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal are in the US at the moment, playing preseason games. Right? Like I haven't posted since the season closed, and a lot of things went on, and a lot of things is still going on with Chelsea FC. A lot of things that sort of not so on board with. I mean, and anybody who follows Chelsea knows that the changes that Chelsea keep going through. They sacked Pochettino a week after the season ended, and they hired a new coach, Enzo Fernandez, who used to coach. He was an assistant coach with Man City, with Pep Guardiola. He coached Leicester City in the Championship for 1 year and gained promotion to the Premier League, and hence Chelsea went after him and made him the coach for the upcoming season. As a matter of fact, they give him a 5-year contract. Right? To be honest, I was on the fence, and I'm still on the fence whether I should continue back in Chelsea. The reason why Chelsea is disappointed, the way the new owners are going ahead, are going about things, is very, in my view, and in the view of a lot of other people, is unorthodox. Yes, these people are very successful businessmen who not in football. They're new to the football, right? In Europe, they're new to the football culture in Europe. As you know, Todd Bowley owns the Dodgers, the LA Dodgers. That is a baseball team in the United States, right? So he has experience in that running a sports club. But Europe or England and America has two different culture in terms of the way people view sport, and the way people see how clubs should be managed or organized, right? So a lot of people, a lot of Chelsea fans, especially in Europe, are taken aback at the way how the owners are doing things. They get rid of all the experienced players that they met, within 2 years. So they go down to the third year now. So they bought the club 2 years ago, going on to the third year, right? They get rid of all the experienced players. They bought a lot of young players. They had 5 coaches so far, 4 permanent coaches, one temporary, which was Frank Lampard, that they hired just to finish the season. Out of the 5, they hired three coaches. They met Tuchel. They met Tuchel there. Tuchel was the coach during Abramovich time. So Tuchel didn't last long. They fired him in space of 3 months, right? Because they said that they wasn't on the same page or whatever. But I don't understand what page the owners on and what they probably, who knows, maybe in the back page. To be honest, they're in the back page, while the traditional the way that the club was run traditionally, or in the front page maybe. Who knows? We all know Chelsea was a club with always something going on with Chelsea. Chelsea never seemed to amaze in terms of there's always some controversy or some changes, because we know Abramovich was ruthless in terms of changing coaches, but not players like that. But coaches, yeah, he don't take failures from coaches. Once you're not producing, he get rid of you and get another coach, and he has been successful doing that. This new guys, they're taking a different approach, right? They has a vision, maybe 4, 5 years, or 8 year, 10 year vision. That way they could get the club making money. They're going about it in a different way, which is not used to the diehard Chelsea fans, right? So they're doing things differently. Only time will tell what sort of results they will see, right? But for now, we based on the players that they're buying, we can see Chelsea having a tough season, maybe a mid-table season again, right? They put a lot of faith in Enzo Fernandez, a coach that has no experience in the Premier League. He has been an assistant coach at Man City, coach for 1 year in the Championship with Leicester City. So he hasn't got that experience in the Premier League. He had one coaching stint in Italy with Parma a couple of years back, and that wasn't successful too. He got fired in less than no time. So we'll see what will happen coming this season, and I can bet you, if the season don't start up good, if we go, let's say we go into September, October, and Chelsea is struggling, it's gonna get real bad for the owners, because England supporters, they don't play. They will protest. They will do banners. They will have planes and helicopters flying over the stadium with banners. It could be very negative if Chelsea don't get off with a good start with all the players that they have. Right? They have all these young players. Yes, some players play together for a whole season under Pochettino, so that will help them in the upcoming season, right? That definitely will help them. But all the other young players that they have, that they keep bringing in now I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do. It seems that they might be trying to get young players to build a profile and then sell them. Who knows? Let's see if it's that what they're doing, because the way I'm just reading through the lines, and I can see that players like Cole Palmer may not be in Chelsea for 5 years, for 5 years or more. Because if Cole Palmer stocks keep rising, and the teams like Real Madrid and Barcelona and them start looking at him, I guarantee you Chelsea will sell him. Right? I guarantee you Chelsea will sell him. I guarantee they will sell him and start over, buy other players. Right? You can see what they do with the academy players. They sold Mason Mount to Manchester United. We looking at it now, we might say, oh yeah, that was a good sale because Mason Mount hasn't done anything for Manchester United. But Mason Mount is still young. Mason Mount is only 24. He's still young. He's not in the peak as yet. who knows if he find his feet in Manchester United for the next four years or so, or to the end of his contract, it could be an embarrassment to Chelsea. Because Mason Mount was a academic graduate. Came to the academy. Look, Chalobah, they're getting rid of him too. Gallagher is about to leave too, right? Most of the academy, people who came to the academy, Chelsea put them for sale, and I guarantee you, Reece James don't have long in Chelsea no more too. If Reece James have a good season in this season, and teams start looking at him, they will sell him. Right? They will sell him. That's why some of us saying why they are selling the you need a nucleus of player to grow a team. Right? You need a nucleus of player, and the more you have academy players who knew each other from young growing up, it's better. Right? So when Pochettino took over last year and Chelsea start, yes, they start the season real rough, real bad. A lot of questions was asked. But in the second half of the season, Chelsea started improving. Now, we're saying that okay, Chelsea will kick on when they get addition this season. They will get better and compete for a trophy in this season coming. But now I'm seeing why Pochettino has left, because all these young 18 and 21 and 22 players that some of them hasn't come from team that they wasn't even playing for the team like that. Chelsea's buying them. Pochettino would not have stand for that. Maybe Pochettino want experienced players to try it and test it. The only player Chelsea bringing now is that guy from Dewberry's Hall from Manchester City, and who knows, the coach coached him for 1 year in Manchester City, and he seems to like him, so he come over him, or not Manchester City but Leicester City. Now that's two different pressure there. Playing for Leicester City and playing for Chelsea is two different pressure, especially when Leicester City played in the Championship. Now when you come on Chelsea, you're meeting a lot of competition. Because you have to fight, you have to compete against Caicedo, you have to compete against Enzo Fernandez if he's still in Chelsea, and that's a different topic. You have to compete with Lavia, you have to compete with Cole Palmer, you have to compete with Chukwuemeka. The midfield is stuck right now for Chelsea, and he's a midfielder. So I can see him warming the bench. And as much as Enzo Maresca like him and bring him over to Chelsea with him, he could be very tough for him. Like, you remember when Chelsea brought over Drinkwater? After they brought over N'Golo Kante, Drinkwater didn't see light, because why? The competition was totally different at Chelsea. Chelsea and the pressure to play for Chelsea. But it seems like now the owners, there is no much pressure playing for Chelsea right now from the owners. It look like they are happy to just buy these young players and maybe give them a few games and raise the stock and then sell them. Maybe they don't seem like they want to compete. It does not appear that they want to compete at the top of the league and for the Champions League. Because if they want to compete for the Champions League, they would have never hired Maresca. They would have kept Pochettino. Pochettino have the experience. He went to a Champions League final one time, right? So they would have kept him, compete, at least get top 4 this season, and then play Champions League football in the next season. But I don't see, from the season don't start yet. I don't want to judge anything before, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Because but looking at things now, it does not appear that Chelsea gonna be competing for anything. We'll compete for top 4. I don't know, because I don't know. We'll see. If Maresca could get the team have a year experience playing together, most of the players, right? You get rid of Chalobah, so that's one player that you do. Chalobah and Gallagher, you get rid of these two who played last season. Gallagher played brilliantly last season, captain the team when Reece James was on the side. So why do you want to get rid of a player like that? Right? Give him a new contract and let him stay, but it's impossible now because you have they bring in Dewsbury Hall. Lavia didn't play last season, so he coming like he's like a new signing. Okay, he was injured for the whole season last year. Play 1 or 2 or 3 games and back on the sideline. So he coming as a new player, and I see him play the first preseason game, and he could be with him and Caicedo, and who knows, maybe Enzo. I don't fully confident with Enzo Fernandez though, but with that 3 of them in the midfield, or 2, and then when you make a sub, you bring in 1. Chelsea go be strong in the midfield. Lavia is a general in the midfield too. Right? So who knows? We just have to wait until the season starts and see what happens and see where it goes, and then I make my judgment. But it took me a while to make my next video because I was contemplating whether it is my time with Chelsea run out, but supporting Chelsea run out, because the kind of decision I saw what they made, like, I don't know, it's different. I'm not used to it. You know what I mean? And there's one thing Chelsea supporters were spoiled over the years with Abramovich. We expect, you understand? As Chelsea supporters, we expect Chelsea to win trophies, to compete up there, and that was happened now. No, the standard has dropped so low. I don't, and that's the next thing I don't understand. Why would you spend 3-point-something billion to take over a team, right? To take over a team that was winning, to take over a team that was competing in all competition. It doesn't matter what competition they compete in. They win Champions League, Club World Cup, just name it, right? And you drop the standard so from up here to down here. All these rich billionaires, owners, right? It does not make much sense to me. You understand? You could make the changes. I mean, changes is fine, but at least keep the standard or set it a bar higher. Not drop it low. You take it from Abramovich, who was up here, and drop it down here. How that making sense? How that making sense? Right? If Chelsea competing in the Champions League, that way Chelsea gonna make Champions League pay the most money for all competition, for any competition in Europe. Champions League pays the most money. That is why team fighting to get to the top 4 too, so they could play Champions League. But the owners don't want Chelsea to play Champions League like as soon as possible. Seems like they may looking at Champions League a year. Chelsea, the kind of money Chelsea have right now, the kind of players Chelsea could have buy, Chelsea should be dominating the Premier League from now on. So because you're going to 3 years. It's 2 years, 2.5 years now since they bought the team. So they're going to the 3rd year, right? To 3rd year. The first year they bought the team, Chelsea ended up 12th in the Premier League. Last year, 6th, right? Now you're going to the 3rd year. So you know, if they really wanted to make money like that, they would have set up Chelsea in a way to compete Premier League and Champions League, FA Cup. Right? It doesn't matter. They happy playing Europa League. Like, really? A new competition, Europa League, a new competition that Chelsea, first time Chelsea playing it, they never won it. So hopefully they playing it, so they will have to go to win it. So hopefully they win this one, and Chelsea might be the only team to win every competition in Europe if they win this one. But because it's a young competition, it's like maybe I think it's about 4 years maybe, right? So yeah, but I don't know how they're gonna win a competition like that with buying all these young players with no experienced players. You have to have experienced players who've been there, done that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm frustrated with Chelsea. Seriously was still on the fence whether I should continue back in Chelsea. And if I leave Chelsea, I don't think I'm gonna back another English team. I'm not sure if I'm gonna back another English team. I might go back to my Bayern Munich, because that was my original team until 2004 when Bayern Munich sold Michael Ballack. Because I mean, there's a whole history of when I started back in Chelsea. I'm gonna give that in a future video. But yeah, because I'm a German supporter since Italia 1990. I started back in Germany. I was a young boy them time. Started back in Germany, and I never left Germany until I never left Germany. That's my team. That's my international team up until this day. Besides that, any African team, or let's start talking about the World Cup, right? Any African team or Caribbean team, yeah, I'll show my support is for them too. But in Europe and in most of the World Cup is Germany. Yeah, and that's the reason why I started back in Chelsea, is because when Abramovich bought Michael Ballack, who was the captain of Germany at that time, who played in the World Cup, that's when I switched from Bayern Munich to Chelsea. Right? So that's one of the reasons why, and I never left Chelsea up to this day, but I left Bayern Munich. It's interesting, right? So if I decide to no longer back Chelsea, say I'm on the fence, I'm gonna see how the season starts, how things goes, and the frustration and whatever, and then I'll consider whether I should leave completely and go back to Bayern, or just don't back any team in no time. Just watch football and enjoy the game, right? But it's gonna be hard to just watch football and don't, because I've been back in Chelsea for about 20 years, right? So about 20 years, yeah. So it's gonna be hard to do don't support Chelsea again. But yeah, that's how the cookie crumble. And hopefully I could do another video in the future, right? So see you. I'll talk to you after the oh yes, and Chelsea I watched the preseason game with the first one with the draw with Wrexham, that they draw 2-2, and they get trashed yesterday by Celtics 4-1 in preseason game, and it's not looking good for the defense at all. So the coach has work to do. It's preseason, so there's no alarm and no panic button here. It's just preseason. That's where you play games to get things correct, right? And they have They have 4 more preseason games, so they have time to before the opening game of the Premier League. So they have time, right? They have 4 more. They have a next game on Wednesday in I think it's Atlanta against the Mexican team. Then they got Man City in Ohio. They got Real Madrid in Charlotte next week, and then they have 1 more back in England against the Inter Milan. So the last 3 games is top teams. The Real Madrid, Man City, and Inter Milan. I'm not sure about the Mexican team how they plays, but it doesn't matter. The Chelsea Jerry Wrexham, so that does, and Wrexham is a lower team in England. Celtics plays, Celtics is won the Scottish League, right? So, and they're playing good under Brendan Rodgers anyway. So, yeah, so they got a 4 tests coming up again to get things together. So hopefully he will work on those things. He has a lot of work to do on defending. I was reading an interview from him, the coach. I'm talking about the coach, right? Interview from him this morning, and he was saying the players, defenders are confused based on the system and the style he want them to play. They are confused, right? So he see the problem, so hopefully he could work on it. Otherwise, it could be very, very bad for him in Premier League, because the Premier League teams and them don't make joke. When they catch you on a weakness, most of them, especially them bigger teams, them stronger teams, they will not only the stronger teams, but the mid-table teams too. Bournemouth and teams, and they will destroy you if you can get defending right in England, right? So, and I hope he know that. So he had work to do, because I say it could get very, very bad for him. with boos and chairs and demonstration in the stadium, and he could distraction. So, right, hopefully you got Cole Palmer and these guys and them that could score goals. And Cuckoo Jackson coming back after his injury. You got guys that could score goals, so that will kind of make up. But defending, if you can defend right, then you're in problems. Right? So see you soon. See you later. Bye.